Okay, great. I promise to make something on this. And just to be clear, I'm not new to this at all. This is something we've been doing since 2023, doing ghostwriting and lead gen for B2B agency owners, coaches, and founders. This is the what I've been doing every day for the last 2 to 3 years. So now signed 5 clients with under 1,000 followers. This is a new account, and my previous account got suspended. I don't know exactly why, but this is a new account, and I'm trying to grow it and also signing clients to the way. And I think this is a very good proof because the entire messaging is usually around you don't need a lot of followers to sign clients. We sign clients for clients with 83 followers, with 300 followers, with 500 followers. And if they have a ton of followers, that's just going to be a bonus. So before I dive into it, I want to make it clear that you don't need a ton of followers to get clients. So let's say you're into Facebook ads or YouTube videos or YouTube, whatever it is. No one cares if you have 1,000 or 10,000 and a million followers. Yes, it's going to add to your authority. It's going to add to the entire perception of you as a whole. But it doesn't matter as long as you can deliver results. If let's say I want to invest in Facebook ads now, do you think I'm going to judge by follower count? No. If two people come to me, one has 10,000 followers, one has only 5 followers, and the one that has 5 followers seems to understand me a lot more better, has a ton of proof, shows he can deliver, and actually is actually confident. Why not? Why wouldn't I go for him if the other guy is not looking like he can actually deliver results? So follower count doesn't matter. It's how you present yourself that matters, and especially in the B2B space, you're probably going to be signing an average of, let's say, 3 new clients per month if you're good. 3 new clients per month, or 3 to 10, maybe like 10 clients per month if you're absolutely cracked or have some like crazy funnel and all that. But with the minimum traffic, so let's say you have less than 1,000 followers, you could be signing like 2 to 5 new clients per month. And how? Get at least 30 people who are your ideal client to read your content, to see your content every day for like 30 days. And now they're freaking bomb. They know who you are, know what you do, know what you sell, know what you have to offer, and they still choose to follow you. So these are the people that are going to buy from you. And you need to be getting more of these people every time. So let me just explain quickly. So let's say now I signed 5 clients with under 1,000 followers. I'm still at 900 and something followers, but let's assume I have 1,000 followers. So if I got 1,000 followers in if I got 5 clients, 5 clients in let me just take all of this off. If I got 5 clients in 1,000 followers, so that means I'm getting like 200. I'm getting, for every 200 followers I gain, I sign one new client. So this is where follower count now comes in. So I now know that to be sure I'm going to sign another 5 clients, I need to add another 1,000 followers. So by the time I hit 2,000 followers, I'll have 10 clients. So this is how the math is supposed to be if you're trying to sign clients with content. It's not that you would aim to gain 10,000 followers, and you'd aim to gain 10,000 followers, and when you get those 10,000 followers, you magically start signing a ton of clients, maybe 10 a month. No, it's not true. If you're not signing clients with less than 1,000 followers, you wouldn't magically start signing clients at 10,000 because you don't have data. You don't know what's working. You don't have any of those things. So I just wanted to make that clear before we dive into what's in it today. And the backbone of this thing now, of signing clients, especially with content now, none of these were from cold DMs. I tried cold DMs. I did maybe like 200 of them. I didn't actually do a ton of them. But all of these people, these clients I'm talking about, and this is exactly what we do for clients as well, all came from content. All of them came from content. So now the backbone or the very foundation of this is understanding the market as a whole and understanding your ideal client. What's going on through the head? What do they know? What are they looking for? What do they seek? All of that. You need to have complete awareness of all those things. If you don't have that, your entire messaging is going to be off in your content. And if your entire messaging is off, your ideal client wouldn't see you as the right fit. And if they don't see you as the right fit, what's going to happen? They're going to buy from your competitor. They're not going to buy from you. You will never get leads. You understand? So you need to understand it. And some people are going to say, "Oh, LinkedIn is easy. X is Twitter is dead and all that." And no, they just don't understand what's happening there. So the thing with Twitter now is that it's highly sophisticated compared to Instagram, LinkedIn, and other platforms you get. So it's a lot more competitive. And if you don't understand what you're doing, if your marketing game is not that good, it's going to be hard. But does that mean that, okay, maybe LinkedIn is easier or Instagram is easier? No, because what I'm about to share with you is still what's going to help you wherever you are. If you don't understand the market, you would absolutely always get your content wrong. You might gain a ton of followers, you might gain a ton of recognition, but when it comes to signing clients, you will always struggle there until you understand this thing. So now, what I'm about to share with you, if you've done maybe copywriting, marketing, and all that, you're probably familiar with this, awareness and sophistication levels. So now, the difference, you need to understand what's going on in the market. So now, there are markets whereby most people don't know they have a problem. You understand? So let me give you an example now. We have a client who is crushing it on Twitter. Okay, now, two different clients now. On Twitter, has a ton of followers, but barely getting client. If it's getting leads, maybe 3 leads a month. But on LinkedIn, booking 15 to 30 meetings a month. Get almost no engagement. And content is bringing in an average of 2 clients per month. You understand? And then, there's this other one who is absolutely crushing it on Twitter. Twitter has probably grown like most of his, like 80% of whatever he's doing in his business right now. But on LinkedIn, we try to take that same messaging that he already has on Twitter, we try to take it to LinkedIn, and it didn't work. All the posts were flopping. The DM scripts that we tried to arrange were not working. And that was because I myself completely ignored all what I'm about to share with you, because I just assumed that it's going to work there too. And then we had to look into the whole thing again, look into the whole market again, do complete research. And then we realized that the awareness and sophistication level on LinkedIn is completely different from what's on Twitter. So the messaging has to be different. So that's when I see people maybe just posting the same content from maybe the newsletter into Twitter and into LinkedIn and trying to save time, and the same thing on YouTube, same thing on Instagram. No, it doesn't work. It doesn't work that way. There are different sophistication and awareness levels in all of these markets. They are completely different markets. And if your messaging is not tailored to each market, you're going to flop. That's why when some people, when they go to TikTok, they dumb down their messaging. They make it as easy as possible, because the kind of people that are there don't have, I don't want to say lower IQ, it's not lower IQ, but the kind of people that are there don't have as much friction, or are not as skeptical as the people that are on Twitter. So Twitter is the hardest of all. But if you know how to go about it, it's going to be the easiest thing. Because when you can't crush it on Twitter, you can crush it on other platforms if you know what you're doing. So now let's dive into it. So one is completely unaware. They don't know they have a problem. So your content must be broad, entertaining, educating, tell stories and all that. So there's another one, problem aware. They know they can feel the pain, but they don't know there are solutions to this. You understand? And then the solution aware. They know solutions exist, but aren't sure which is right. You understand? Then there's product aware, and then there's more product aware. They know you, they know your solution, or they know people like you, your competitors and all that. And then there's most aware. They know you and trust you. They just need an offer. So me right now, the people I target, I don't target unaware audience. You would see my content is not broad. And for some clients, most of the clients that we're doing on Twitter, we don't target unaware audience. We don't even target, if we target problem aware, it's just a bit of it. So it's from 3 to 5. We target 3 to 5. We want to get every single person that knows they have a problem already. We don't want to have to be going all the way from educating. We want to get as many people as possible who already know they have a problem and are actively looking for a solution. So we tailor the entire messaging around these people. Do you get it? And then if you want to play the long term game, to build the following and all that, we hit all five. You can take your time and then come back into this so you completely understand what awareness and sophistication level is. So that's for awareness level, right? Now we have sophistication level. So now for a new market, no one has made a claim yet. You would not fight this again. This was 2008, 2004 and all that. It's not like that again. There's level 2, competition appears. So people have seen promises before. So you need to differentiate you need to share what makes you different. There's level 3, market saturation. And if you're selling a marketing offer, so let's say you're targeting e-com store owners, or you're selling ghostwriting and lead gen, or you're selling cold email and all that, you are between here, 3 and 5. So if you're treating it like like the market is at level 1 or level 2, you will absolutely fail. And in some markets, it's at 5 already. So that's why you need to understand what level your market is in. If you don't know, you will be writing your content and your entire messaging will be wrong. And if it's wrong, you will not get leads. So let's say now, this is a saturated market now. Everyone is shouting similar promises. I'm sure you've gotten DMs where someone says, oh, we'll get you 10 to 15 book calls a month. And what's my own offer? My own offer is also will help you get at least 15 qualified meetings with your ideal clients, and also will help you become the go-to authority in your niche. Every 30 days, you'll be getting that kind of result, at least 15 meetings a month. That's exactly what I'm saying. And then there are like 1,000 other people that are selling this same thing, bombing people in the DMs. So the market is saturated. You understand? So you need to be aware that the market is saturated. And you need to know what's going on in your market already. So then there's level 4, market is jaded. They've seen every mechanism. This kind of people now, when you want to break in, when a market is saturated like that, what happens? The good ones, what they do is start creating unique mechanisms, start putting some new angles to it. So that's where you start seeing basic marketing things, what everyone is already doing. They start putting a new angle to it, like growth operating, growth partnership, AI, blah, blah, blah. They put some kind of twist to it and they'll come up with a completely new angle. So because that's what's going to separate them from every other person. That's where story is coming to as well. That's what you use to differentiate yourself. So that's what works there. But then it goes even higher sometimes. So level 4 market is jaded. Now they've seen every mechanism. Everyone with their unique mechanisms. How do you deal with this kind of people? And then there's level 5. Hyper-saturated. They've seen mechanisms, they've seen proofs and all that. How do you deal with this kind of people? So if you're the type who is listening to, all of these personal brand guys, and then they're telling you, post your authority content, post educational content, and post it. No. In this kind of market, let's say you're at between level 3 to 5. In this kind of market, no, it would absolutely not work. The only thing prospects are looking for is one, proof. Your unique proof that you're actually good. What makes you different? Why if I work with you, what are the chances that I wouldn't burn my money? What makes you different as a whole? And this is where, now let's say number 5 now, you can see, say, you win by focusing on identity, beliefs, deep emotional drivers. So if you look into my bio now, you'd see something like, buyers are believers, be the industry leader. I think that's what the buyers are believers, be the industry leader. So this is the case whereby if you studied Andrew Tate and all that, this entire marketing was around instilling beliefs in people. You need to put in some beliefs in people. You need to call out some things, deep emotional drivers. That was what his entire marketing was all around. Because the ton of guys in selling dropshipping courses, selling trading courses and all that, it's hyper saturated. And if you want to stand out as a whole, you need to be able to do all of these things. You understand? But then his entire stuff was targeting the whole thing. And it works in the B2B space as well. So if you don't know the level the market is in, your messaging will be off. You understand? So let's say your ideal clients now are jaded. They've seen every mechanism. They've seen every mechanism in the past, and then you're basically coming in like like it's in level one or it's in level two. You're just showing some. You're just putting some offer out and all that. No, if you're not showing what makes you different, what makes you unique, why they should trust you, they wouldn't go for you. I think that's totally clear already. Let's move into the next thing. So now, just a quick explanation again. Awareness, where the buyer is mentally. Sophistication is where the market is competitively. So that's the difference between the two of them. So many people wouldn't talk about this, but even when I onboard writers, we don't talk about how to write content. We talk about this because this is what makes people buy. By entire writing, and even for clients, it's not some fancy kind of writing. It's not overly formatted or whatever. This is how I'll be writing. This is how I'll be writing. It's not. There's no crazy hook. There's no crazy hook or crazy call to action. It's basically understanding the entire market as a whole. So now let's dive into it. Let me look into what I promised. GPT content prompt, lead gen post template. So now, when it comes to the post templates, yeah, you see lead magnet post. You see lead magnet posts that are selling some kind of offer, posts that are instilling some kind of belief. There is no exact template. Just collect as many as possible. When you find them, collect as many as possible and try to model them. But then model them only if they are relevant to your market based on the awareness and sophistication level they are in. You understand? So for example, there's a client who we are targeting this. We're targeting completely unaware audience on LinkedIn because that's what's happening. We're targeting completely unaware and problem aware, and then we try to educate them, take them from 2 to 5. You understand? So you need to understand that. If you don't understand that, you wouldn't get it. So GPT content prompt. So the content prompts now were basically to help you understand your ideal client, all of that. But let me just show you something. This is something we do for every single client. I'm not sure I'm supposed to be sharing this, but let me show you something. So if you already have sales calls, so let's say you've gone on calls with your ideal client, I would always recommend to always get a transcript of it. So now what you want to extract from your sales call, because all of the answers you're looking for to know the awareness and sophistication level of your market, every single thing, it's going to come from your sales call. It's going to come from interactions. And if you don't have that, go and look into the landing pages, the content, and every single thing of your competitors. Not just anyone, but the ones that are crushing it with content. They're actually getting clients with content. So those are the ones you study. So you get the core beliefs, the secondary beliefs, their pains, desires, and frustration. And then you can make it real simple. You don't need some crazy prompts. Just get their core beliefs, secondary beliefs, pains, desires, frustrations, all of that, and then input it into GPT that based on all this, what's the current awareness and sophistication level of my ideal client? You get it. That's for you if you're selling with cold traffic, if you're selling to cold traffic already. So let's say you're doing cold DMs or you're doing cold email and all that. If you're doing content, it might be misleading. If your calls are already from content, it might be misleading. You might not know the sophistication and awareness level of your ideal client based on the calls, because maybe your content has already taken them from 2 to 5. You understand? So you actually judge based on your content and how the leads are coming in. I don't know if I explained that well. So on to the next thing. I promise DM script. I don't have a script. I don't send cold DMs. And the thing about scripts is that, this is why when some of you, or when you copy some what's it called, template, let's say cold email template or cold calling script or warm DM script, it doesn't work. The reason it doesn't work is because, let's say the script is tailored to level 5 and you're in a market where they're still around, let's say level 2. It's not going to work. You understand? Or maybe around level 1. It's not going to work because there's just so many differences in the market. So when you're copying templates or just using templates, it's not going to work. Or else, luckily, you and whoever's templates you're copying are the same thing. That's why people say, oh, they've been trying it, they've sent 300 DMs, and they've not gotten a single lead yet. The messaging is off. That's what's happening. That's what's wrong in there. So I don't have a particular script. I just interact with people. I send DMs to people that are interested in my service. And boom, that's it. We have proper conversations, I qualify them, and then we get on call. I know this is not me holding back or maybe trying not to share something with you. It's really that simple. If I look into these people that are opted on into this lead magnet. So now let me tell you something now. See, anyone who hops on this lead magnet, who comments under this lead magnet, is interested in signing more clients with Twitter. Because why else would you be getting a document or be watching a video on signing clients on Twitter if you're not interested in signing clients on Twitter? So now what I have to do is just basically look into all of them, find the ones that are likely to be fit for my offer, and then pitch them my service. You understand? They're warm. They know who I am. They know what I do. That's it. So I don't have a specific script, but I have like frameworks or angles I use. So now, infinite content ideas. To get infinite content ideas, I made a full post on this. It's basically, there are different ways to go about it. One is modeling your competitors' content. So now you have competitors that are crushing it. So let's say they have posts that are getting a lot of engagement, or posts that you assume are bringing them leads. Sometimes it's obvious because they won't say themselves that this post brought in leads. So you want to collect competitors, direct competitors and indirect competitors. You want to collect all of their best performing content and you model them. So let's say your competitor said, you don't need X, you need Y. You say you don't need Y, you need Z. It's the same framework, you understand? But you're just modeling it. You understand? So you do it for long forms too, not just for like 2-line tweets. So that's one. And then another one is converting your long form content into short form, like tweets and all that. So sometimes I convert my YouTube videos into tweets or into long form content, or I convert my transcript of calls with my team members into content, or I transcribe my, let's say I have a consultation with someone paid me for consulting. I record the call, I then transcribe. Anyone that is relevant, I put it in my content. So just look into other areas you've posted content and then extract the transcripts. You can tell GPT to help you out to take out all you said about him and then write it into content. So that's another one. So one is modeling your competitors, direct and indirect. Another one is converting your old content, your long form content for Twitter. That's transcript and all that. And then another one is basically just listing a bunch of questions your ideal clients have. So let's say you're a video editor now, or you run an e-com SEO agency, for e-com store owners. And the kind of questions you're getting like from your clients are usually, okay, how long will this take? What do I need? What do I need to do? All of those questions. You list all of those questions your ideal client asks from you, and then you answer it in your content. That's another way to go about it. So list out all the questions and all the questions you think they might be interested in. So frame everything as a question. So now my next question ideas will be maybe one, how to write hooks that drive in leads. Someone asked me how to drive in leads and how to write good hooks and all that. So I list all of them as questions and then I answer them. So those answers are content. So I wrote a full post on this. I'm probably going to drop the link to in the description. So that's another one. And then another one is having this belief table. So now when you've extracted this from this was for when I was running a recruitment agency. So now what it's saying there is I can't grow my business while being stuck in operational details. So you need to hire someone who is going to be in charge of the operational stuff. So then I make a whole long form on this, talking about Exactly. Yes, that's true. You can't grow your business. Or let's say my ideal clients are usually at 50K a month, looking to go to 150K a month, and I'll tell them that I'll show them the cap that okay, the difference between 50K a month and 150K a month is one key hire that they've just not made, and this key hire is going to take them from being stuck in the operational details into going back into the marketing and actually bringing more money for the business. You understand? So I make a full post on this. So that's why you need to get all of these things. This is the backbone of all the content. What else did I promise? So 1 hour per day. Yes, you're probably going to be sending an average of 21 DMs a day. That should take you like 30 minutes max. Long form should take you under 15 minutes. And I'm saying this because I've done this for a long time. I don't know exactly how long it's going to take you, but from practice over time, all of this should take you like 1 hour per day. So 1 hour per day, that's one long form, like 4 tweets, and sending like 21 DMs, or let's say 2 hours max. So that's it, and that's the exact thing. And one more thing, this the core thing of what's happening here is that you want to understand exactly what's going on through your ideal client's head. You want to know all the questions they have, all the things they are looking to see before they work with you. So when you get all of those things, the whole thing is backed by research. So when you get all of those things, you basically put them in your content. So if it's proof they need, you put all the proof. If they need belief shifts, you put all the belief shifts. If they need you to show what makes you different, so you put all of that in your content. So whenever they visit your profile and they just make a few scrolls, they're seeing themselves, they're seeing their pinpoint being hit, they're seeing you calling out their frustrations, they're seeing you position yourself as a solution, they're seeing what makes you different, they're seeing all the proof, they are seeing every single thing. That is what makes them convert, because you just eat everything. Let me tell you something about my market here. Every single person that has worked with me, or every single one of these recent clients, these 5 recent clients, they all know my competitors. Every single one has been pitched before. Every single one knows my competitors. So in those kind of cases, what do you think they need? They need proof. They need what makes you different. That's the only thing that's going to make them buy, because they are completely aware. So yeah, that's it. I think I've answered every single question. I hope this helps. Bye for now.